A Little Cowboy's Christmas. It's a little wild and a little strange, by Marcia Martin. When you build your home out on the range. Illustrated by Eleanor Dart. Grab your horse and come along. Copyright 1951. Because you can't catch a ride if you can't hold on. This is not happening. Lawrence was just a little boy, but he was very clever, especially when it came to playing cowboy. He could tell you exactly how real cowboys dressed because he had a complete cowboy outfit himself. Singing, yippee-ki-yay, yeah, yippee-ki-yay, what? He needed only a little help each morning to put on his plaid shirt and complete his cowboy outfit. His authentic cowboy outfit looks like what Doc dressed Marty in to go back to the Old West. Lawrence loved being a cowboy, so you will not be surprised to hear what he asked when Daddy took him to visit Santa Claus. But you will be surprised by the events that occur in this book. While they were waiting in line, Daddy asked Lawrence if he knew what he wanted, and Lawrence nodded his head yes. Now you can't ask Santa for more than 3 things, warned Daddy. Why three things? They're Christmas presents. They're not wishes. Santa's not a djinn. This is 3? Why, I only want 1, answered Lawrence. But I can't tell you what it is, because it's a secret between me and Santa. This little child is keeping secrets from his parents with some stranger he met at the mall. Merry Christmas. What is with those little girls that are dressed... this is some creepy little girls talking to Santa.
Come play with us, Santa.
Like the cowboys say. Sing it again now.
Forever and ever.
When Lawrence's turn came, he stood on his very tiptoes so he could reach Santa's ear. Then he said very loudly, he's whispering in Santa's ear, but saying it very loudly, I want a white horse, please, Santa, like the cowboys ride out west. Oh my goodness, thought Daddy. Whatever would we do with a white horse? We could have no place to... Is he for real? We have no place to keep it. Oh dear, we must stop this. Lawrence was so interested in watching the twirling lassos that he didn't even miss his Daddy when he disappeared for a minute. Daddy dashed up to Santa Claus's chair. Oh, please, Santa, begged Daddy. The only thing I want for Christmas is for you to not bring Lawrence a horse. All right, Santa agreed. If you put it that way, Mac. But remember, you're responsible. Yes, in that moment, Daddy, who even thinks of himself as Daddy when speaking to adults, like, is he just at the office? Phone rings, like, hello, Daddy's office, Daddy speaking. Well, yes, you have been naughty, and you deserve a spanking. What's that? Oh, okay, you're done? Okay. Well, I'm glad we could do that for you. Thanks for calling Daddy. Santa agrees. He's like, all right, you know what? Just put it that way, but remember, you're responsible. And I think, yes, Daddy is being very responsible right now. He's being responsible, not giving a child a living animal, let alone a living animal that requires... If it requires a large shovel to pick up its feces, it's not something a child should be taken care of. That's just a little tidbit for me, a little rule that I go by. Thank you so much, smiled Daddy, and he rushed back to the lasso counter. So evidently there's an entire counter dedicated to lassos. This is a seriously departmental store. That's a lasso department. Daddy rushed over to the lasso counter. Daddy whistled gaily and even bought Lawrence another lasso, although there were already 3 lassos at home. These people are lasso rich. Nothing more was said that day about the horse. In fact, it was not mentioned again until Christmas Eve. That little boy could really keep a secret. Let me say that one more time without the book, so this way you can just take what I said completely out of context. That little boy could really keep a secret. Now I gotta really play this up. Hold on. That little boy could really keep a secret. I think that was too much. It was a little too much. May have gone too far. It was just after Lawrence had hung up his stocking that he turned to his mother and daddy and said, "I can't tell you what I'm going to get from Santa Claus tomorrow, but if I were you, I would have some oats in the house." He grinned, winked, climbed into bed, and rolled under the covers. "Now look-a here, Podna," his daddy said anxiously. That was said anxiously? I'm an anxious person. And I have never said the words, "Look-a here, Podna. Podna. Now look-a here, Podna," his daddy said anxious. Now look-a here. Now look-a here, Podna. Don't be too disappointed when that white horse doesn't arrive. Oh, you fudged up. Oh, you blew it. Oh, Daddy. Oh, Daddy. Daddy knew he shouldn't have said it, for Lawrence's eyes opened very wide, and he looked very unhappy. Then he hid his face in his pillow and said, "Can't keep doing this. This is killing me." Oh, I gotta take a drink of water. Excuse me. Oh my God. Let's be over here for a second. Hold on. Daddy knew he shouldn't have said it, for Lawrence's eyes opened very wide, and he looked very unhappy. Then he hid his face in his pillow and said, "Santa told you he didn't keep my secret. I don't like Santa Claus or Christmas." Lawrence's mother and daddy looked at each other and sat down beside his bed. There, said his daddy. "We don't want you to be unhappy on Christmas Eve. I'll see if I can go find Santa and tell him it's all right to bring your horse." Yeah, Daddy is part of the problem and not part of the solution. Lawrence sat straight up in his bed. "Will you, Daddy? Right now, Daddy?" That was Lawrence who said that, by the way. What did Lawrence say again? He said, "Will you, Daddy? Right now, Daddy?" "Yes, right now," said his daddy as he went to get his coat and hat. "Of course it's beginning to snow and I may have a hard time finding him, but I'll try." Forced into the snow, Daddy went looking for Santa Claus. Oh wait, I'm improvising. Hold on. Lawrence heaved a sigh and snuggled under the blanket. "You'll find him, Daddy. I know you will," he called from his darkened room. "You'll find him, Daddy. I know you will. You'll find him." "Now what do I do?" thought Daddy to himself as he started off in his car. "You don't do this. You're a grown-ass man." You've already bought the kid way too many lassos as it is. And now, alright, this is what happens. This is what happens, people. By this time, the snow was coming down very hard, but Daddy kept driving. Up one street and down the next, Finally, Daddy found himself driving on a narrow country road that he had never seen before. I better find my way home, he thought sadly, and stop looking for Santa Claus. Yes! Stop looking for Santa Claus! Stop it! Stop looking for Santa Claus! Just then he noticed a light shining in a funny little house near the road. Maybe those people can tell me where I am. You're in Assholeville. Population U. As he came closer to the house, Daddy noticed that it looked something like a store. What a strange place to find a store, thought Daddy, and then he saw it. Shining in the window. That's IT. It. Stephen King's It. Shining. The Shining, Stephen King's It. Those two creepy girls. A beautiful white rocking horse. Big enough for Lawrence to ride. A beautiful white rocking horse. Big enough for Lawrence to ride. That's it, Daddy thought. A white rocking horse. Even if I can't find Santa, Lawrence will have his horse. It's Santa Claus. Santa Claus is in the place. This is Santa's place. Santa Claus. That's Santa Claus. That there, that fat white man with the white beard is Santa Claus. He knocked on the door, and the door was open by a jolly man with a fine bushy white beard. I want to buy the white rocking horse in your window, said Daddy. The jolly man answered, I promised it to... That's Santa Claus! That is Santa Claus. Stop dicking around. That's Santa Claus. The jolly man answered, I promised it to a little boy for a Christmas present, but his daddy said he couldn't have a horse. Wink, wink, like the conversation we had. So I will be happy to give it to your little boy as a special present from me. It's from me. It's not from you. I'm Santa Claus. Thank you, said Daddy, so excited at finding the white horse that he almost flew to the window. He took the horse under his arm and hurried to the door. Before he knew what had happened, Daddy was outside on the steps asking the man the way home. Go 2 blocks that way and turn right. That's what Santa Claus said to him. 2 blocks, turn right. Just before he shut the door, he called out in a ringing voice, And a Merry, Merry Christmas to you and your little boy. I'm sure I've seen that man before, puzzled... I'm sure I've seen that man before, puzzled Daddy as he walked to the car. Those cherry cheeks, that white beard. My gracious, now I know. It was Santa Claus himself. And with that, Daddy ran to the car, put the white horse in the back, and drove home as fast as he could. The next morning, everyone was awakened by a shout, for when Lawrence got out of bed and raced into the living room, the first thing he saw was the white rocking horse under the tree. He whooped, Yippee! Daddy, look what Santa brought me! Daddy came running, and there was Lawrence with his holsters on over his pajamas and his 10-gallon hat sitting on his ears, riding the wonderful white rocking horse that Santa had given him. I'm pretty sure you could have just written the word horse on a white piece of paper, given it to Lawrence, and he would have been ecstatic. I think that's what we're dealing with here. Here, have a carrot. Have a carrot, Mr. Piece of Paper Horse. I'm gonna call you Cardstock. Lawrence looked at his father and smiled. I knew when you found Santa Claus, he would give me my white horse. You were right, said Daddy, as Lawrence galloped on, shouting, Yippee! Hi-ho! So what is the moral of the story? White privilege. Yippee-ki-yay, get along, little doggy, till the break of day. Watch out for them man-eating jackrabbits and that killer cacti. Hey, dude. All right, that's